good morning to Dr. Siti Noor Ashikin and my fellow friends. We are from the Fearless 4 group. Today we are going to present about the management scholar of Robert R. Blake and Jane Monten. The management theory was created by Robert R. Blake and Jane Monten is managerial grade. Before I start my presentation, I would like to introduce myself. I am Pratipana Bhaskaran and my metric number is 264058. We have 6 agenda throughout this presentation. Firstly, introduction of the management scholar, definition of the management theory, application, contribution, criticism, as well as conclusion. Let me begin with my presentation. Who is Robert R. Blake and Jane Stradler Monten? Robert R. Blake was an American management theoretician. Together with Jane Monten, he developed the managerial grid model in 1964. Jane Monten is an American management theorist too. Remember in particular for developing managerial grid model with Robert R. Blake. Let me introduce more about Robert R. Blake. Robert R. Blake contributed his life to the theory from 21st January 1918 to 20 June 2004. He also graduated with a Bachelor of Psychology and Philosophy from Berea College, USA in 1940. Moreover, in 1941, Robert Blake did master degree in psychology from University of Virginia. He also married and served the US Army in World War II until 1945. Moreover, he also went to college career after war and was promoted to professor until 1964. He also gave lecture at Harvard, Oxford and Cambridge universities. In early 1950, he started working with his student Jane Monten to create managerial grid. Well, let me describe more about Jane Monten. Her dad was an educator and a psychologist. She graduated from University of Texas in 1950 with Bachelor of Science in Mathematical Education. She also was dedicated to Austin University for her service from 1953 until 1959. Additionally, in 1961 until 1981, she served as a Vice President of Scientific Method INC. She also was an ex-student of Robert Blake at University of Texas. Let me ask a question. Do you all know what is the managerial grid theory of leadership? Well, I will be brief more what is the theory about. A popular framework for thinking about the leader's task versus person orientation was developed by Robert R. Blake and Jane Monten in early 1960. The theory also called the managerial grid, the leadership grid, or simply the Blake-Monten grid. From the view of concern for people and concern for production, the managerial grid model indicates different types of leadership styles. So what is concern for people? The degree in terms of deciding how best to achieve a task by focusing on needs of team members, their interests, and the area of personal development. Whereas for concern for production, the degree in times for deciding how the best to achieve a task by considering high productivity, concrete objectivity, and organizational efficiency. The managerial grid theory has 5 different leadership styles, which is country club, impoverished, produce or perish, middle of the road, and team leadership. As you can see in the slides, the figure shows the model indicates a grid with concern for production on x-axis and concern for people on y-axis, where each axis ranges from 1 to 9. The scale for 1 represents low concern for people and production, whereas the scale for 9 represents high concern for people and production. Firstly, I would like to explain country club style leadership. Country club of leader is apprehensive about the feelings and needs of the member of his or her team. In this environment, concern for people is high with the scale of 9 and concern for production is low with scale of 1. The leader pays much attention to the security and comfort of the employees. In this situation, the productivity can undergo from poor attention and responsiveness of tasks. Secondly is impoverished leadership. This model is a lazy approach where manager shows low concern for both people and production. As you can see, the scale for impoverished leadership is 1 and 1. Leaders are ineffective because they have no interest in creating system and environment for production and employee satisfaction. So it will be a place for disharmony, disorganization and dissatisfaction. The third model of managerial grid is produce or perish leadership. It also called as authority complex management. In this leadership style, the concern for production is the only goal. As you can see, the scale for the produce or perish leadership is 9 and 1. The task-oriented managers has a high concern for production and low concern for people. There is a very little attention towards the needs and feeling of their employees. Their only target is to achieve the goal of their organization. The following managerial grid model is middle of the road. This model is a type of realistic medium by balance and compromise style without ambition. The scale for middle of the road is 5 and 5. The managers try to balance between the competing goals of the company and needs of the worker. Therefore, the manager gives some concern for both people and production. The final model in managerial grid is team leadership with a high scale of 9-9. In this model, where leaders or manager pay high attention to both people and production, as a result, the motivation is so high in this style. Even teamwork and commitments are always encouraged by the manager among employees.
That's all from me. To continue this presentation, I'll pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you, Pratibha. My name is Navin Kumar Segaran, metric number 263960. Today, I am going to present about application of manager grid. As Pratibha mentioned, there are 5 leadership styles that are measured by the manager grid. First of all, country club leadership style. In this type of leadership, according to aforementioned grid, the manager emphasizes on the personal needs of the employees while providing less attention to the output of the organization. For situation example, Sophia manages a few employees at popular bookstore. She is very concerned about employees' feel. Sophia often covers shift to cover for late or absent employees. She doesn't want to overwork the employees. This means that shelves are not always stacked with the latest novel. Her employees are very happy at work. In fact, the employees even gave a mark with the words "World Best Boss" printed on it. Sophia is a country club leader. The country club leader has the most concern for people. These leaders assume that if employees are happy, they will work hard. Another example is Indian cultural boutique and fashion clothing industry. In this industry, the sales or production will be high on festival time. On the other hand, this industry will be selling less for other casual days. Hence, as we can analyze that managers from Indian cultural boutique are mostly relationship-oriented managers in their shop. Therefore, they will pay high attention and concern on people or their employees rather than on their production. Most of the employees who working in their shop will be their relation or friends. Thus, this much of focus on employee comfort, this leader find it difficult to punish the employees. As a result, the relationship between employee and leaders is very casual, like a friend. These leaders' high interest in the needs and feeling of employees affect productivity. The country club leadership style is plotted at the top left corner of the grid as shown, and the most concern for people but least concern for productivity. Next is impoverished management style. In this style of leadership, the manager usually pay little attention on how the subordinates do their work. For an example, Adam is the manager of the night security at Ogawa Company. He manages a staff of 3 security guards. Adam has no plan for security rounds. Security guards wander the warehouse without a clear plan. Adam has also no plan for employee satisfaction. It does not give a compliment or offer assistance to employees. As a result, Adam's employees are confused about their job and find no joy in coming to work. Adam is an impoverished leader. The impoverished leader has the least concern for people and for production. Another real example is the store at Sungai Siput, Perak, has shut down due to low concern for both people and production. Even though the store organization is one of the top best shopping complex in Malaysia, but one of its branches have been failed to organize due to the management ineffective production and treat their employees poorly. This leader has no system of getting work done, nor is the work environment satisfying or motivating for employees. This leader's low interest in the work and the work environment result in disorganized work, dissatisfied employees and lack of harmony. The impoverished leadership style is plotted at the bottom left corner of the grid and shows the least concern for the production and for people. After that, product or perished leadership style. This type of leadership is also referred to the task management leadership style. In this sort of leadership, the manager is mainly concerned with production. For an example, Siva is the manager of Sedap Soup Shop. He is a strict manager who directs every action his employee takes. He watches over the employees all the time. He has been known to send employees who are not performing to home for that day. He has even fired employees who oversold the soup or pour a little too much into the cup. When an employee is not feeling well, he demands that they should continue to work. Siva is a product or perished leader. For organizational example, we can mention some manufacturing company. Industry produce product using human and mechanical power. So, the management want the product must satisfy the customer's demand. Therefore, the top management always push their employee in order to achieve their monthly production target. Therefore, the task-oriented manager in manufacturing industry have high concern for production rather than people's concern. The product or perished leader is an authoritarian. The leader stresses production with a little concern for people. These leaders does not find a need of employees important. Strict rules, policy and procedures are in place. Punishment is necessary to increase production. The product or perished leadership style is plotted at the bottom right corner of the grid and stresses high production with a little concern for employee satisfaction. Besides, middle of the road leadership style. In this style of leadership, the leaders in the organization try their best in keeping a balance between the goal and objective of the organization and the underlying personal requirements of their subordinate staff members. For a situational example, Amirul is the cafe manager at The Latte Cafe. Amirul directs the cafe staffs to do their jobs and pay them weekly for their services. He does not push them to upsell drinks or to clean when they are not busy. He does not offer additional training or opportunity to attend bartending contests or events. Guests get their drinks on time alright, but no small talks is exchanged. As a result, his employees are neither satisfied nor dissatisfied with their jobs and their performance is average. Amirul is a middle of the road leader. Another real example is McDonald's. McDonald's is being haunted by three things: the minimum wages, the rude customer and bad management. The employee working at McDonald's usually work with zero motive and future planning. Even the first work for students is McDonald's. Easy to get work but average salary and average management. The manager usually won't motivate employee to achieve high. We just command to follow the standard of procedure. The middle of the road leader has a balanced concern for both production and people. This leader settles for average performance from employees. This leader balanced interests result in mediocre production and employee satisfaction. The middle of the road leadership style is plotted in the center of the grid and show balanced concern for production and people. Last but not least, team management leadership style. This is the most effective style of leadership according to Blake and Mountain in Manager Grid. In this style of leadership, the manager considers both the subordinate staff of the organization and the goal or objective of the production. For a situational example, Chua is the manager of a cloth story dry cleaning. Chua has a staff of 5 employees. Chua requires employees to wash and iron hundreds of shirts a day. He sets high standards for his employees and rewards them with an incentive for getting the work done on time. He makes sure each of the employees has a cold water to drink while working. He even gives employees break throughout the day, but the wash must get done and also on time. He accomplishes this by setting production goals and work with employees to be sure all of their needs are met. Chua is a team leader. Another real example is Google. Google has been one of the very first companies that have a vision of understanding the employees' needs. It let workers have a flexible schedule so that they can work on time, on their terms, and enhance creativity and productivity. They have given their employees complete freedom to work in ways that is most suitable to them. After that, fun workplace. Have you ever allowed to design your own workstation at your company? Probably not, but Google does it. It let the employees design their desk or workstation. When you see the picture of their workplace, it is an interesting adult playground and work area that are not a dull or an lifeless space. Google has always tried to push the boundaries of its workspace. The team leader stresses high production and employee satisfaction equally. This leader stresses high production by employees and believes employees who are satisfied with are committed to high production. High trust level on the part of the both leader and the employees lead to high employee satisfaction and production. The team leadership style is plotted at the top right corner of the grid and stresses high production from employees. That's all from me. The next slide we will continue by Zaka. Thank you.
Thank you, Navi. So, my name is Zakullah Khamis Zainal and my metric number is 265745. So, today I'm going to talk about the contribution of managerial grid. So, manager use the leadership of managerial grid to achieve better performance and to improve efficiency. Leader use it to assess their type of natural leadership through a technique known as grid practice. They decide the required adjustment on the basis of the information produced in the grid. In addition, the grid training process is the same as leader who receive online surveys. It involves examining whether it's time for people and action. The theory is to ensure that worker with this training will reach a perfect 9/9. Moreover, the Black Mountain Managerial Grid is helpful to an organization if the leader has the right requirement and handle his employee equally impartially. After achieving certain level, giving priority to employee personal need is important. That is why this style of management enhance a company image and help to achieve the desired objective more quickly. If both product and production are considered fairly, this raises the organization employee participation and efficiency. Besides, it improves the organization overall effectiveness. So I would like to pass it to my other group mate. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Nishalini Shanmugam and my metric number is 265421. Now I would like to explain about the criticism or disadvantages of the managerial grid. Now I would like to explain about the disadvantages of the management theory. Conflict occurs because of a variety of causes. Individual differences in priorities, aspirations, beliefs and suggested actions for dealing with the problem are inevitable. It can be occur in the technology shifts, global control shifts, political instability and financial uncertainty are all part of a life. Conflict within an organization has been seen as a system of a dilemma that is arising as a result of conflicts of opinion solutions that needed to be considered and the study of opposing viewpoints. Now, the first point based on the Black Mountain Grid model aims to assist managers in developing an individual leadership style that fits their concerns for individuals' style and activities based on their responses. The paradigm, on the other hand, overlooks the importance of internal and external constraints on the working process. Besides that, it struggles to pay attention to possible issues and situations when various perspectives and proposals are arised. Next, disadvantages of the Black Mountain Managerial Grid is facilitates in the creation of leadership models that are customized to the organization's needs and demands. It has a significant impact on the performance of the team and motivation, and it turn as an impact on the workforce environment. In terms of management drawbacks, the model is too simplistic and there are many facts about management and leadership that are not included within the model, and the model is based on the individual and removes other considerations such as the team's growth level and the organization's situation and the community. Third, This is the last paradigm is solely focused on the leader and lacks factors such as their team levels of development, the current state of the organizations, and the culture of the organization. There are also dimensions of management and leadership that is the paradigm does not address. The grid suggests that leadership styles can be divided into two categories and that the effect can be plotted on the grid. Team management is widely regarded as the most effective mode of leadership. This may not be feasible or even desirable. In certain sectors, consideration for a job may be more critical than the concern for individuals and conversely depending on their situations. That's all for the disadvantages of the managerial grade. Now, I would like to continue with the conclusion. According to the Blake and Mountain managerial grade, managers should strive for the team leadership style, which is the combination 9x9, which is target team strategy that aims to achieve optimal success by engagement, determination, and conflict resolution by all who can participate. It is also important to remember that no one approach is suitable for all circumstances, and the managers should choose the best approach of the scenario at hand. Grid theory is significant because it identifies the additional managerial types that combine two or three of the basic styles. Managers who use this approach admire and encourage their employees but prohibit them from challenging their thought. The managerial grid, on the other hand, has been criticized for lacking the importance of internal and external limitations, context, conditions, and the situations. Overall, the grid suggests that the managers must strike the balance between their concern for productivity and their concern for their employees. Since one has an impact on the other, employees are responsible for their production and the employees. Whenever there is no production, there is no need for employees. In a nutshell, team management style is the best practices for managers and the leaders. That's all from us. Thank you.